Boats: The Story of Billy Lee Telliot and the Bay Blaster Shootout. Written by David E. Swarbrick. Narrated by David E. Swarbrick. Video copyright 2019, Mousegate Press. To the racing boat designers, builders, support, and drivers worldwide, especially the racing boat fans who stay on the shore and dream to be out there with spray in their faces.
Buckle up, motorsports fans. Buckle up, motorsports fans. Put on your life preservers, raise your anchors, and hop inside this book. Now behold, known as one of the toughest and most exciting races in the Fast Boat series, the Bay Blaster Shootout is about to begin. Packed with tight turns, lightning fast straightaways, enormous rocks, and waterfalls, the event brings some of the greatest excitement throughout the land and seas in boating. The competition can bring down the toughest of ships and raise some to amazing heights. Crafts must prepare and work hard with their coaches to be ready for the event. When the gate drops and the fuel pumps pulse, there's no turning back from the challenge to take the checkered flag. Once committed, the quick-paced fun begins and the boats head out on an exhilarating run that pushes them to their best, teaches them sportsmanship, and entertains fans everywhere of all ages. So, swab those decks, me mateys, climb aboard, and let the festivities commence. Dive in, set your sails, and read along, because we're embarking on one wet and wild water-slinging ride. One that you surely don't want to miss. Arr, enjoy. David E. Swarbrick. For the fifth time in the Fast Boat Series season, Tom Beck stood and watched the boat he had coached only for a brief period blow across the finish line and win another race. He knew Billy was special, and he knew Billy would give it his all to compete against some of the strongest competitors in one of the hardest events yet to come. Tom radioed Billy. "Good job, my man. Good job." "Roger, Tom," Billy responded. "Thanks. This is number 5. I can't wait to try for 6. "I hear that, Billy. See you in victory slip." "Roger, Tom. Roger." The Bay Blaster Shootout. One afternoon, the hydroplane race boat Billy Lee Telliot was out near his home slip practicing. His coach Tom watched him from the shore with a pair of binoculars, and he communicated with him by radio. Billy was a good-looking, sleek, shiny boat with a real powerful engine and a bright, wide smile. Making him very handsome, his motor sat squeaky clean and all covered in chrome. His pontoons were smooth to the touch, and his frame didn't have a scratch. By popular vote, Billy was one of the cutest crafts in the fast boat series. On the water, he was moving fast, shooting up a high rooster tail and making a tall wake as he went. He sped along like a rocket and headed for a buoy which marked a place for him to make a wide left turn. "Okay, Billy," Tom radioed to him. "Once you reach the buoy, let up on your throttle a bit and then swing around it." "Roger that, Tom," Billy responded. Nearing the buoy, Billy eased back on his throttle and went to make the turn. "Ouch!" Billy hollered. He shut his engine off and drifted. "What happened, Billy?" Tom asked. "Are you okay?" "I'm not sure, Tom. I think my left pontoon is ruptured. Let me." Billy paused and looked into the water. A large herd of crabs slowly scurried deep at the bottom of the sea beneath Billy, and one crawled up onto his bow. The crab looked at him and dove off. "Yup, it's punctured, Tom. A crab got me. Can you make it back to the marina, or you need me to come and get you?" "The puncture feels kind of big, Tom. I think you're going to have to come and get me." "Roger that, Billy. Hold tight. I'll be there in a few." "Will do, Tom." Tom hurried to a little tin boat and climbed in. "Okay, Tandy," he said. "We have to go to Billy and tow him back." "What happened, Billy?" Tom asked. "Are you okay?" "I'm not sure, Tom. I think my left pontoon is ruptured. Let me." Billy paused and looked into the water. A large herd of crabs slowly scurried deep at the bottom of the sea beneath Billy, and one crawled up onto his bow. The crab looked at him and dove off. "Yup, it's punctured, Tom. A crab got me. Can you make it back to the marina, or you need me to come and get you?" "The puncture feels kind of big, Tom. I think you're going to have to come and get me." "Roger that, Billy. Hold tight. I'll be there in a few." "Will do, Tom." Tom hurried to a little tin boat and climbed in. "Okay, Tandy," he said. "We have to go to Billy and tow him back."
"On my way," Tandy Tin Boat replied to Tom.
She fired her small outboard motor up and headed for Billy. Soon she and Tom reached Billy. Tom got a rope from Tandy's stern and tied it to her. He then tied the other end to Billy. "Are you ready, Billy?" Tom asked. "I sure am," Billy replied. "Okay, Tandy," Tom said. "Let's go. Nice and easy, though."
"Aye, aye, Tom," Tandy kindly responded. "Slow steam ahead."
Tandy put her prop in forward and slowly headed back to the marina with Billy in tow. At the marina, Tom untied the rope from Billy and Tandy. He laid it back down in Tandy's stern, and she dropped him off at a dock. "Thanks, Tandy," Tom said, stepping onto the deck.
"Glad to be of service," Tandy replied.
She motored back to her place in the marina and shut down.
"On my way," Tandy Tin Boat replied to Tom.
She fired her small outboard motor up and headed for Billy. Soon she and Tom reached Billy. Tom got a rope from Tandy's stern and tied it to her. He then tied the other end to Billy. "Are you ready, Billy?" Tom asked. "I sure am," Billy replied. "Okay, Tandy," Tom said. "Let's go. Nice and easy, though."
"Aye, aye, Tom," Tandy kindly responded. "Slow steam ahead."
Tandy put her prop in forward and slowly headed back to the marina with Billy in tow. At the marina, Tom untied the rope from Billy and Tandy. He laid it back down in Tandy's stern, and she dropped him off at a dock. "Thanks, Tandy," Tom said, stepping onto the deck.
"Glad to be of service," Tandy replied.
She motored back to her place in the marina and shut down. Tom radioed Billy and motioned him to a slip with a skiff lift. "Head over to that one, Billy, and we'll look at your left float." "Will do, Tom." Billy idled to the slip and cut his engine. Tom turned on the lift and raised Billy off the water. He shortly spotted a large hole in his pontoon. Liquid flowed from the cavity and two crabs came quickly scrambling out. The crabs hurried and dove into the drink. "Uh-oh, Billy." Tom's eyes grew wide. "This isn't good. The break is kind of big." "Can't we just replace the pontoon, Tom?" Tom replied, yeah, but we don't have enough money from our recent races to buy one. I'll have to patch it, and then we'll have to see how you do in the next race or two before we can get you a new one. Sounds swell, Tom. Tom radioed Billy and motioned him to a slip with a skiff lift. Head over to that one, Billy, and we'll look at your left float. Will do, Tom. Billy idled to the slip and cut his engine. Tom turned on the lift and raised Billy off the water. He shortly spotted a large hole in his pontoon. Liquid flowed from the cavity and 2 crabs came quickly scrambling out. The crabs hurried and dove into the drink. Uh-oh, Billy. Tom's eyes grew wide. This isn't good. The break is kind of big. Can't we just replace the pontoon, Tom? Tom replied, yeah, but we don't have enough money from our recent races to buy one. I'll have to patch it, and then we'll have to see how you do in the next race or two before we can get you a new one. Sounds swell, Tom. Tom fetched 2 pieces of tin and some tools from a work shed. He made a large X-shaped patch out of the material and fastened it over the wound on Billy's pontoon. There we go, Billy. All done. Tom set his tools to the side and got a large mirror from the shed. He returned to Billy and held the mirror up for him to see the patch. Here, what do you think? Billy's horn sank and his fluids cooled. It's horrible, Tom. Tom laid the mirror down. No, it's not so bad. Besides, it's only temporary, Billy. I don't care. It's terrible. Just terrible looking. Now I'll never be able to race and win again. It isn't your looks that wins you races, Billy. Tom lowered him back into the water. It's hard work and determination that makes a winner, and a winner isn't always the one to finish first. Sometimes the real winners are the ones who finish last. I don't care, Tom. It's ugly, and that's that. Billy, come on now. Billy didn't listen to Tom. He dawdled to his slip and pouted. Tom shrugged his shoulders, sighed, and collected up his tools. Unknown to Billy, Petunia's plow truck was rolling carefree around the shipyard. She drove by Billy and noticed his grief. Petunia stopped and backed up.
What's wrong, Billy?
Hi, Petunia. What are you doing?
Oh, Petunia replied, I'm just keeping my gears in shape. Not much for me to do this time of year. How about you? You look like you're feeling a little under the weather.
That's an understatement.
Well, what's troubling you, Billy?
I'd rather not talk about it, Petunia.
Talking about it may make you feel better.
Yeah, maybe, Billy replied.
You know, Billy, that patch you have on isn't the end of the world, and it definitely isn't the end of your racing career.
How do you know that's what's bothering me? Billy asked Petunia. It could be something else.
It's written all over your handsome bow, Petunia replied.
I'm not so handsome anymore.
I certainly wouldn't say that, Billy, and I bet you're just as fast, if not faster.
Tina Tuna Boat motored into the marina on her way to get some fuel. She spotted Petunia and Billy talking, and she noticed Billy's patch. Tina called to Billy.
Hi, Billy. Love the bit on your pontoon, man. It looks really cool. Stop by my slip sometime and we'll have a glass of 2-stroke and some seaweed. See, Billy, Petunia said. I told you. Petunia drove away. You take care now.
Billy's coil pulsed and his impeller whirled. He really liked Tina. I don't care how I look. I'm going to race, and I don't care if I win. First, second, or last. I'm going to do it, and nothing's going to stop me. Billy spit out of his slip and headed to the other side of the marina. He promptly spotted Tom sitting on a dock, fishing. Billy approached Tom and drifted to him. Hey, Tom. Hey there, Billy. Catch any fish? Billy asked Tom. Nah, not even a nibble, Tom replied. That's too bad, Tom. It's okay, Billy. It's a nice day, anyway. Sure is, Tom. So, Tom asked Billy, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just trolling around, Billy replied. Tom stood up and dropped his fishing pole. Whoa, yeah, let's get to work then. For the rest of the day and most of the next one, Billy practiced hard for the race. With Tom's coaching and the fine-tuning of his engine, he fully focused and prepared himself for the coming competition. Billy weaved in and around markers, dodged boulders, jumped wakes, and blasted through straightaways at high speeds. He and Tom learned everything they could, and they came up with a strategy for the shootout. Early in the morning, and the day of the race, Tom connected a trailer to his truck and backed it into a boat launch. Billy floated to the trailer, and Tom hooked him up. Are you ready, Billy? All set, Tom. At the event, men, women, children, families, friends, and officials gathered around a large lake bay for the day's festivities. 8 other boats from all over the region showed up to compete in the 2-lap shootout. Soon after they arrived, Tom got Billy into the water and off the trailer. All right, Billy, there you go. Now let's have a good race. Gotcha, Tom. And thanks again for all your help. I really appreciate it. No sweat, Billy. You just remember everything we learned while you practiced. Will do. Billy motored over to a starting gate and harbored in with the other boats, right next to Big Tub. All decked out in an American flag paint scheme, hefty and a mean crap, Big Tub held the record for the most wins in the Fast Boat Series. Hey there, Big Tub said to Billy in a deep, strong voice. Nice patch. Did your mom make you put it on? Big Tub laughed, as did all the boats. No, Billy sternly responded, and if she did, what's it to you? Big Tub replied, I don't know. That's what I thought, Billy slyly retorted. All the ships laughed. Big Tub sneered and blushed. That's a boy, Tom radioed to Billy, snickering. Don't let them rile you. 10-4, Tom, Billy replied. Never. At the lock, the lineup of boats consisted of Billy, Big Tub, Patty Datrick, a shiny red and black ship, Buddy Smith, a colorful dinghy, Dewey Johnson, a light brown skiffer with green floaters, Ralph Morgan, a deep purple jet, Jeff Jordan, a young craft with a rainbow of colors and an assortment of paint splashes, Jerry Dent, a deep green schooner, and Henry Cameron, a bright green and red bark with a massive power supply. Soon, an official's voice clambered through a loudspeaker, and all the competitors focused. On your marks! The boats bore down, gunned up their engines, and awaited the call to run. Get set! The crowd enthusiastically watched and listened. The roaring sound of a cannon fire exploded out. Boom! Go! The starting gate dropped, all the boats swiftly launched, and the shootout was on. Right off, Jerry Dent, the deep green schooner, got the jump on everyone and pulled out ahead of the field. Big Tub's motor backfired and sputtered, immediately causing him to fall behind. Patty Datrick, the shiny red and black ship, splashed along in second and rapidly caught up to Dent. They promptly approached a buoy, signaling a left turn. Patty laid hard into her throttle, Dent went tight, and Patty broke wide. In a flash, she skipped around him, came in hard to port, and sped off into the lead. Fans all over the shoreline cheered, Go, girl, go! It was the first time in the Fast Boat Series Patty had ever led in a shootout, and people everywhere were excited to see her in front. Back in the field, all the other boats made the turn and were racing strong. Big Tub was running last, and he pushed his engine as hard as he could to catch the pack. In 5th place, Billy paced himself and ran close behind the young craft with a rainbow of colors and an assortment of paint splashes, Jeff Jordan. Dewey Johnson ran 3rd, Ralph Morgan ran 6th, Buddy Smith ran 7th, and Henry Cameron ran in the 8th position. All but Big Tub were quickly catching up to the 1st and 2nd place boats. Tub's engine started to badly misfire and he fell farther and farther behind until, boom! He blew a rotor and had to drift to shore. Big Tub radioed his coach, Bob. I don't know what happened. I think something in my motor broke. Yep, I think so, Bob. I'll be there in a minute to check, Bob responded. Big Tub asked, This means I can't finish the race, Bob? Yeah, Tub, Bob replied, I'd say so. Big Tub bawled. But I want to finish. Take it easy, big guy, Bob said. There's plenty of other races. Big Tub carried on crying. At the front, Patty charged towards another marker, signaling a right turn. Dent wanted first place back, and he was closing fast. Patty could see Dent gaining from her stern view mirror, and she pressed towards the marker as hard as she could. Dewey Johnson, the light brown skiffer with green floats, pulled in tight behind Dent and made plans to take second. Patty reached the buoy, rapidly swung around it, and sped away. Dent turned in tight, clipped the beacon, and swiftly checked up. Oh, hot on Dent's tail, Dewey crashed into him. The impact instantly caused both boats to promptly go airborne, and the rest of the field blasted by. Spiraling out of control, Dent and Dewey soared back down, smashed hard onto the lake, and amazingly escaped severe injuries. The two of them idled back to their landings with only minor damage. Jerry radioed his coach. That was completely my fault. I cut in way too red. Tell Johnson's team, sorry, I didn't mean it. Will do, Dent's coach responded. Dewey's coach radioed to him. You okay? Yeah, Dewey replied. A few scrapes and a bruised pride is all. Those we can fix, Dewey's coach responded. Glad to see you're both okay. Roger, Dewey replied. I'll see you in a few minutes. The field, now consisting of Patty Datrick in first, Jeff Jordan in second, Billy Lee Telliot in third, Ralph Morgan in fourth, Buddy Smith in fifth, and Henry Cameron in sixth, lined up side by side and raced forth on a long and wide straightaway, headed for a narrow corridor set with flag markers. To be the first one to enter the tight aisle, each boat boldly pushed their engines to the edge. How are we doing, Billy? Tom radioed to him. Is your patch holding up okay? Yeah, Tom, Billy replied. The patch is holding up, and I feel great. I'm going to try to get into the passage first. Give it all you got, Billy. Just don't blow your bearings. Roger that, Tom. Billy throttled up as hard as he could and shot ahead of the pack. In a flash, Billy reached the end and stood and shot. Patty Datrick moved in and challenged Cameron for third. Back in the bundle, all the other racers ripped. Drawing closer and closer to the drop, Buddy reached the falls and tore down with Billy hot on. Buddy arrived at the rising, dumped his throttle hard. On the other end, Buddy Smith got to the tip-top. In the front, weaving in and out, Buddy read. His temperature gauge rose, his coolant boiled. After he reached the top of the rise, Ralph Morgan. People all along the shore clapped and cheered. In second place, Jeff rode hard behind. Billy and Patty caught up to Jeff, and Morgan. Billy blew over in third, and Ralph Morgan finished.
About the author. David Swarbrick is 45 years old. He is a full-time writer and a part-time theoretical physicist. He lives in a small house on the coast of Lake Huron. David creates music and studies astronomy in his spare time. He holds an associate degree in applied science, and he dreams of traveling the stars one day. The following books have also been written by David Swarbrick. Happy Root Beer. Every day, boys and girls come into the store to buy Happy Root Beer. One day, all the root beer bottles were all bought up, yet nobody seems to want to buy Mr. Root Beer. This makes him really sad. Who will come along and help him solve his problem? Join new author David Swarbrick in helping Mr. Root Beer find a new friend to help overcome his loneliness. Boats. Buckle up, motorsports fans. Put on your life preservers, raise your anchors, and hop inside this book. Now behold, known as one of the toughest and most exciting races in the Fast Boat series, the Bay Blaster Shootout is about to begin. Packed with tight turns, lightning-fast straightaways, enormous rocks and waterfalls, the event brings some of the greatest and excitement throughout the land and seas in boating. Trucks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, race fans of all ages, put on your helmets and fire suits, open this book, climb inside, and strap yourselves in, because the story of the Oil Cup 400 and the chase to the season championship is about to begin. Filled with high-speed straightaways and lightning-quick corners, the legend of Beverly Joe Breeze is surely a tale that will have your foot to the floor, your pistons pumping, and your tires spinning. So what are you waiting for? Come on, yippee yippee yay! Let's grab the green flag and go racing. Trucks 2. Get ready, race fans. Let's put on those fire suits and climb inside. Strap yourselves in, raise your window nets, and crank up them engines, because the Daytona 300 is about to begin. Once a year, the Fast Truck Series heads to the most popular beach on the planet for the running of the world-famous spectacle. Known throughout the land as the 2-mile sand slinger, the track and event never fails at entertaining fans all over of all ages. It always delivers in producing some of the wildest racing in motorsports.